Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak, Wadash. Noble honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And yeah, through the Spirit, I wanted to go into this lesson. I was reading an article, me and these articles, right? But I was reading an article just now based on a video that Dabu7 had put up. And now they're saying that pretty much food and diesel prices, right? Let me get the the title right. Now we are being told to expect food and diesel shortages for the foreseeable future. All right, so now it's no longer just oh, we're on the verge of this or on the verge of that, but actually expect that. Okay, for the foreseeable future. Pretty much, we can't tell you when it's gonna stop. Just know that that's what we're about to head into. Now, I'm gonna screen share so that I could read the article and Salakia, Lord willing, this would be edifying to the elect. So let's go ahead because hey, man, I mean, this is incredible prophetic news. This is incredible prophetic news. Now, it says here, now we are being told, Salakia, to expect food and diesel shortages for the foreseeable future. Okay? It says here, if you think that the food and diesel shortages are bad now, then you will be absolutely horrified by what the globe is experiencing by the end of the year. All right? By the end of 2022, come December 2022, depending on what things look like in that time, it's not looking like it's going to be looking too good. And this article is filled with different points that they go into. And I'm going to read through some of them. So now in certain areas, you now actually have um, guards, armed guards. Supermarkets are now placing armed guards, all right, inside of them because of thieves. Because things are getting so bad now, people are starting to steal. So now they have armed guards inside of these supermarkets, okay, to make sure that people are not stealing. And more supermarkets are beginning to adopt that policy, showing you how serious it's getting, right? And this is all prophecy. Okay, this is all prophecy. And now you see how fast it's happening. We always say this because prophecy, it sneaks up on you where you see one thing happening, but you don't really see the fullness of it. Okay, until another thing comes and another thing comes, and you're like, damn, I thought it was just this. No. All right. So these coming months are going to be very, very painful. And this is prophetic because this is happening on a world scale, as the scriptures say. It says, if you think that the food and diesel, I read that, but I'll read it again. Shortages are bad now. And now your average citizens are about to start complaining. They're about to start going on social media. They're about to start complaining. They're about to start saying, yo, this is crazy. Yo, this something ain't right. Yo, I went to the store because Jamal, right? the Instagram celebrity does not care until he goes to the store and he can't find what he's looking for. Then Jamal goes on live and his 26,000 followers jump on there, and Jamal is out here ranting because he went to the store and he couldn't find what he was looking for. He's saying, yo, it's bad out here. This is a made up scenario, by the way. I'm just making a point. Oh my gosh, it's so bad out here. We all went to the store. Yo, they literally ain't got shit over here, man. I had to damn near fight this other dude just to grab the last piece of whatever. That's when normal people are gonna start. Oh shit, yo, it's not. Yo, shit is getting bad. Oh. Yo. I went to Walmart, they didn't have it. I went to Target, did it? Yeah. And this is the beginning. And once people catch on, you're gonna see a trend of panic buying, trying to get their hands on whatever, whether to buy and sell it to others, whether to buy it and use it for themselves. And along with that is gonna come robberies. Look, people rob jewelry stores, people rob banks, people rob other people, and they rob them for things that are not as pressing as food. They rob banks for money. They rob jewelry stores for jewelry. Okay, at the end, money. They rob people for whatever they got on for at the end what money. So if people will go to these extents to rob for money, what do you think they would do for food to eat, for something to put into their stomach, right? If you got food and you don't got money, that's one thing. If you got money and you don't got food, that's a completely other thing. All right. Money is a motivator, but food is an even greater motivator, right? Because if somebody was to say, "Look, I'll pay you to eat another human being," that wouldn't be as convincing as you ain't eating in maybe a week, and now you're looking at another human being like, "Yo, we might need to send this guy to the frying pan." See, that hunger is a great motivator because your perspective changes completely. Now it says all over the planet, food production is being crippled by an unprecedented confluence of factors. The war in Ukraine, extreme bizarre weather patterns, nightmarish plagues, and a historic fertilizer crisis have combined to create a perfect storm that isn't going away anytime soon. That's the part. See, that's the part that people need to understand. And we were speaking about this at camp, that people think that these problems, their error is not realizing what is the root, like where's the root cause of the problem. The problem is not just the weather. The problem is not just the war in Ukraine, the plagues, the fertilizer shortage. What is causing those? Why are all those happening at once? You may say, yeah, the elites are behind it, which, they are. But who's making them do that ultimately? This is ultimately happening as judgment from the Heavenly Father. So when you think, oh, well, if we can just get things moving, we can end this supply chain shortage. If we can just open more oil refineries and these areas, we can start fixing things. That's not the problem. That's not the solution either. Okay, you're going down the wrong path. You're using the wrong means to try and get a solution that's not going to work. I'm gonna let you in on a on a little secret. These things are not gonna stop. All right, there is gonna be no carnal solution for these things. There's gonna be no way to stop these things. Let's put it like that. All right. So if your mindset is how do we stop this, you're thinking about it all wrong. You don't. There's no stopping this. This is prophecy. It doesn't get stopped. Your mindset is, well, how how do I escape this? How do I make it out of this? Because it's coming regardless. And we know that the Heavenly Father, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, is behind it. So we are serving the Lord. We are actual servants of the Lord. And we're more than happy doing so. And you're about to see very soon during these painful months why it was so crucial for us to go through whatever pain we might have gone through to serve the Lord. While people were chilling and relaxing, talking enough to talk shit and do whatever they want to do, now they're going to be quiet because they're going to be going through things and they're going to realize, yo, maybe, these men were right. These men were right. What do? I can't eat. I can't go anywhere. It's hot. I can't turn on the AC. There's no power. The economy. I mean, what see? Once it goes global, you know that there's a push. Something is going on, right? So it says here, as a result, the food that won't be grown in 2022 will become an extremely severe global problem by the end of this calendar year. And I've been saying it, and I'm going to keep on saying it. People's perspectives are about to do a drastic 180. You got people that are thinking of making it in this society. They're thinking of trying to, buy this and buy that and trying to live this comfortable lifestyle. The number one concern of people, it's not going to be their profession. It's not going to be their career. It's going to be survival. At that point, it doesn't matter if you finish college or if you finish high school, if you got a PhD or a doctorate, or if you're a celebrity, all of that crumbles. We're all in the same boat. We're all trying to survive. See, right now, a woman might see somebody that does construction, right? Or somebody that is a janitor, right? Or somebody that's doing this, and they'll say, "Nah, I ain't trying to get with that guy. Nah, well, he's a janitor. What I look like messing with a janitor? What I look like messing with this guy? Okay. Well, guess what? The little other guy that you want to, oh yeah, he makes all this money. He's doing all this. Guess what? When that time comes, and right now, or the society is built on, right? You have power, right? And they made money power. So you have money, you have some power. So they're looking at that as, oh well, he got the money, so he got yada yada. Okay. But now what happens when his money is worthless? Now he's worthless to you because now he doesn't have power anymore. So now you see him for what are his actual raw talents, not his artificial societal talents or his societal uses, but what are his actual uses? Is he a survivalist? Is he a man? Does he have a strong mindset? Is he going to break down? Can he think under pressure? Is he a man of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai? That's ultimately what it is. See, and people are gonna realize, yo, like this shit is crazy. Like, and you see how fast it happened, right? All of a sudden, you got wow, I was literally about to speak on this, and now you got right here, they're talking about baby formula. It says baby formula maker Abbott says agreement will allow it to reopen plant, but it will take at least 8 weeks after production resumes to ship new product. So now that's not a relief because you reopen, you start making the products. 8 weeks later, you start shipping. Here's the problem though: what trucks? Who's going to be doing the shipping? If you got a whole diesel shortage and fuel shortages, and things get worse, 8 weeks is 2 months roughly. So by that time, after production starts, who's to say you're guaranteed the ability to ship these products out? The Lord is not making an escape for people in the world. No, no, no. He has tailored these judgments to hit. It's not going to be a place where, oh, I'm gonna sneak through here, I'm gonna jump up here, I'm gonna find here and escape the judgments of the Lord. That's impossible. Unless the Lord is not targeting you. But the point is, these people are gonna have a quick change in perspective. Yo, I need survive. I need to be with somebody that can help me survive, that can provide and protect. Not all this celebrity yada yada little the little things here and there. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. You got somebody that may be IG famous here. You may go to another country. They'll look at you like, who the hell are you? So that doesn't matter. It's only here. It's only in this make believe bubble that they got people believing that. And the Lord is about to pop that bubble, and reality is going to set in nicely. And as these hard times start hitting, you're going to see a lot of people start, especially a lot of these women humbling down. Because now it's like, yo, this shit is getting serious out here. It's getting real. Oh my God. It says global wheat prices have already risen by more than 40% since the start of 2022. And rightfully so that Apostle Tahar coined it the year of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua turning up. Because these things are turning up. All right. And then we pray they continue to turn up. All right. And fully, manifesting these full-blown prophecies. Because we're trying to get out of here. You know, if Jacob's Trouble could start this year, that would be amazing. Because we know once that fully pops off, it's like a domino effect. And the end of that collapse is our deliverance. And the Lord said, look, you've been serving me. I got you. I got your back. I'll make sure you don't take that MOTB. So don't worry about that. I'll make sure you're fed. Don't worry about that. I'll make sure you're clothed. I'll make sure you have water. I'll make sure you're safe and protected. Don't worry about it. You just got to go through whatever I want you to go through. And then at the end of all of that, I'm going to deliver you, and I'm gonna give you the kingdom. You're like, what? Damn, Lord, this is like a contract, but isn't it like, like this is extreme. Like I'm getting a lot, and this is what we got to do for it. But you know what? One thing, I always used to say, well, if you think about what we really have to do for the Lord, for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, is very little compared to what we're gonna get. But then, a thought came to mind of, yeah, that's what it may seem, but the real heavy part is what kind of spirit it takes for one to do that. Because you may say, okay, well, going out on a Saturday, right, for example, to the highways and byways, putting on a garment, opening up the scriptures and teaching it for however the spirit permits, coming home and teaching the scriptures daily, to the best of your ability, living your life following the ways of the Most High to the best of your ability, and that's it. I mean, that's simple. I can literally just do that, and change my mindset. But the real heavy part is not everybody can do that. It takes a certain kind of spirit, and it takes a certain level of faith, okay, to say I'm gonna go out there and do it and be diligent and remain, every single week, go out there every single day to the best of my ability, feed the Lord's sheep. That takes a certain kind of spirit. So the physical actions you may think of as, damn, that's all we got to do for a whole kingdom. But when you look at the spiritual, as in what it takes for somebody to do these things, though they may be simple or they may seem simple, the faith and the spirit it takes for somebody to be able to then go out there and do these things diligently, that, all right, is much more than the physical things that you're doing. All right. Because Abraham, right? Abraham have the Lord telling him to sacrifice Isaac. You grab Isaac, you lay him down, you kill him, sacrifice him. That's the actions. But the Lord, the actions are simple. Even a killer, anybody can take lay somebody down and kill them. But it's about the spirit and the mindset that drove Abraham, the faith that Abraham had to have to carry out those actions. See, that's why the Lord's elect are the elect. Not simply because they're doing these things, but it's about the mindset and the spirit that they are in, that they're using to do these things. That's why certain people, they'll come into the truth and they'll do the same thing. They'll go out to the highways and byways. They'll do their videos. They'll read scriptures, but then they end up falling out. But you're saying, well, you're doing the same thing as me. The actions are still there. The actions are the same, but it's about what's within. The spirit that's driving those actions. Is that the same? Okay. So it says here, let's see, global wheat prices have already risen by more than 40% since the start of 2022, but this is just the beginning. Man. Meanwhile, we are facing unthinkable diesel fuel shortages in the United States this summer. And as you will see below, there are no plans to increase refining capacity in this country for the foreseeable future. Meaning they're not even giving you a timeline. They're just telling you, look, we're dealing with a problem and we're not really seeing a solution in the foreseeable future. So how you like them apples? It says, if you had told me 6 months ago that we would be dealing with the worst baby formula shortage in the U.S. history in the middle of 2022, I am not sure that I would have believed you. Yeah, a lot of people didn't believe us because we were telling them these things and it sounded crazy, But I mean, you're better off believing it and preparing than having to find out the hard way. If it's crazy to hear, how much crazier do you think it'll be to experience? It says here, but that is precisely what we are facing now. And everything we're prophesying about now is precisely what you are going to be facing in the near future. Now it says one young couple in Florida searched stores in their area for 4 hours and couldn't find anything. When Eric and Kelly Schmidt, both 35, went into a Central Florida Target store this week to buy their usual baby formula, Up and Up Gentle, for their 5-month-old twins, they found an empty shelf. The pair then embarked on a half-day journey in search of formula. Okay, any formula in their quest, and their quest didn't end there. It says we spent over 4 hours going to every Target, different Walmarts, different grocery stores, just finding absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And this is baby formula. What do you do when you're going to BJ's, Sam's Club, Costco, your average bodega, everywhere, and you're finding no food? What do you do? When even the crackers are gone. It says, of course, the Biden administration has made sure that there is enough baby formula for migrants that are illegally crossing the border, but for, for millions of ordinary American families, this crisis has become a complete and utter nightmare. And the thing about this is, what did Yahushua say in Matthew 24? These are the beginning of sorrows. The beginning of sorrows. So if this being the tip of the iceberg is already a nightmare for people, how do you expect to make it even halfway through? And some people won't. It says one father actually broke down in tears right in the middle of the baby formula aisle in Walmart because things have become so desperate for his family. Sarah Owens of Florence County said she was hunting for baby formula for his 6-month-old daughter, Namoy, okay, Namoy, amid a nationwide shortage when she encountered a dad break into tears after driving from store to store looking for his daughter's brand of formula. It says, as tears continued to stream down his face, he said, I never thought I would be crying because I can't find what my child has to have. You hear that? I never thought I would be crying, a grown man crying in a Walmart aisle because he can't find baby formula for his child. Baby formula for his child. And the key part is, I never thought. Yeah, that's the attitude of these people. They never thought or think that the things we're telling them are going to come to pass. And when they come to pass, these people find themselves with no solution. Proverbs, the 1st chapter, the 20th verse on down. The Lord stretched out his arm and you refused. I mean, the Lord is being fair because he stretched out his arm for years. And not only did you refuse the prophets, you mocked the prophets. You scoffed at the prophets. We're coming out here telling you, look, these things are about to happen. Repent and get right. And you get mad at us? If we're warning you of these things that you clearly do not want to be in, and yet you turn around and curse us out, we're a hate group. We're a hate group because we're warning you that all hell is about to break loose. And you should repent because that's the only way you're going to get delivered out of this. And we're a hate group? So what about the people who are actually causing this? What are they? Yeah, that's right. Joe Biden is doing what he got to do. That's A-okay. All right. It says here, it says Owens wrote in the Facebook post that's been shared more than 180 times or 180,000 times, my heart broke to 100 pieces on the formula aisle in Walmart. Sadly, we shouldn't expect any improvement anytime soon. And this is just the beginning. It's gonna get worse. That's what the scriptures say. A time like never before. You're gonna start dealing with record levels of bad things. Nobody likes bad things. So how much more for bad things on record levels? That doesn't sound too good. In here it says here this is what I just saw a notification for, that Abbott, which is a baby formula, I guess, plant, they had to shut down, but they're talking with the FDA for them to reopen the plant. But even if the plant reopens, they're saying it's going to take a few months before they can start to ship out products to try and help this baby formula shortage and so on and so forth. Now it says here, da, 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 da. Needless to say, here's the second part. Needless to say, baby formula is not the only thing in short supply right now. As shortages grow and prices spiral out of control, grocery stores are increasingly becoming prime targets for thieves. Look, go watch some of them post-apocalyptic movies or TV shows. They run into them grocery stores with guns and they take what they got to take. Okay? Ain't no cashier jumping in their way, trust me. Because that cashier, he's waiting for his opportunity to sneak some things in the bag too. Forget the manager, he's gone. All right? It says, in fact, these things have already gotten so bad in the Midwest that one major supermarket chain has decided to post armed guards in their stores. Yo, shit. So, no food, and they got armed guards protecting these stores. It says, the shoulder patches say a helpful smile in every aisle, but the police style uniforms, complete with belts, with holstered taser, and possibly handguns, may send a very different message as Hy-Vee deploys a new retail security team in its stores. Yeah, because they're worried about people breaking in and just taking things. You know? Oh Lord, this guy is sick. You know, artificial breast, this nigga. I mean, I'm not surprised they making cell-based meats, right? Did a video on that. So at this point, Lord, you know, I mean, just good Lord. Yeah, Gray State. Gray State. Shalom. Yahweh Shem El Shabrakatah. Why Yahweh Shem El Shabrakathum. The Gray State, the concept trailer, when you watch it, you can see that. And there's actually a scene in that where they declare martial law and you can see the people protesting and rioting. And on the headlines, they're talking about the MOTB. So it's interesting because Gray State combined all of these things that we speak about together into one. And at the moment of all this chaos and all these things going on the headline, I think it was CNN or so, they were talking about the MOTB. These devils are instituting their great reset and they're bringing in chaos in order to transition from the normal world to whatever new agenda they have. And trust me, them elites, they do not have mercy. They do not give a damn how many people die. Go read Georgia Guidestones. So when they say, in other words, release the Kraken, it's going to be released, you know. So now they got armed guards in their stores, you know. Now what happens when armed civilians pull up, you know, to come and get some of them goods, you know? Think about it, right? You got armed guards in the stores. They're only gonna do their job to a certain point until things get bad enough where they're like, yo, my man, I'm not doing this. And an example is the movie World War Z. There's a scene where the main character, I think it was Brad Pitt, who played that role. He runs into the supermarket. Everybody is just taking things, and he's trying to get, I forgot what he was trying to get, but he was looking for something. So he's picking up a few things, and he sees a cop, and then he picks up, like, he puts up his hands. The cop just runs right by him, like, yo, oh shit, this is what I'm looking for. He grabs a few things off the shelves himself, and he leaves. Because these cops are human beings as well. He ain't going, trust me, man, he ain't going to say, oh, well, I'm going to arrest everybody in the store and take them where? To jail, where ain't nobody watching the jails. All right? People are not going to be going to work at some point. What the hell do I look like? There's a famine going on. I'm starving and I'm going to work. Bus drivers ain't gonna be driving no buses. So it says the West Des Moines based supermarket chain will begin introducing its own security force. So don't be surprised when you start seeing these supermarkets start to their security guards starting to look more militarized. Okay, because they're getting ready. Banks, you're gonna start having bank runs. As this man, it says, as part of its ongoing efforts to ensure the health and safety of both its customers and employees. Um, So let's see. It says, as I have warned for many years, eventually we will see armed guards in supermarkets and on the food delivery trucks over all over the nation. Now in Gray State, there's also another scene where you can see civilians behind a fence, and you see these military trucks and these troops on the other side of the fence, and it looked like they were guarding a Walmart. And these people were at the fence like they were ready, like yo, let us in, yo, whatever it is, because they are going to be hungry, and some places are going to be unbearable to be dwelling at. So the only way out is Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. That's the reality, the cold, straight cut reality. There's no other way. There's no way to carnally make it out of this situation that's coming. All right. It says here, in the months ahead, food production is going to be way below expectations all over the globe. The following summary of what farmers are currently facing comes from Zero Hedge. Across the world, top wheat producing regions are experiencing adverse weather conditions that could threaten production. In places like Ukraine, a military invasion by Russia has slashed production significantly. So remember, when they first invaded, we were saying, look, there's always a cover story and something behind the scenes. So what's going to be the behind the scenes of this story? And soon it's going to come out in due time. You know why? Because the cover story is only going to last for so long, but there's going to be some underlying factor that just remains, and it keeps on lingering. And that's when you find out, oh, that was the real reason. Okay. It says here, all of this suggests the world is on the cusp of a food crisis, is known in the scriptures as a famine. Okay, 2nd Ezra 16:22, for many that dwell on the earth shall perish of famine, and those that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. That's the Lord's intention for this place. It says droughts, floods, and heat waves have plagued farmland in the US, Europe, India, and China. And I forgot where I saw this, but it said US, Europe, so on and so forth are facing a recession. Okay. As for you, and that's why the scriptures say it's going to be as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or he fled from the bear and leaned his hand on the wall and the serpent bit him. If you don't get got by one, you're going to get got by the other. The Lord is surrounding, like a siege. You got troops that surround the city. Well, the Lord is surrounding this place with plagues. Okay, and He's only going to turn it up. He's going to turn up the notches in the months ahead, and it's going to be more and more painful. And now people are finally going to sober up, hopefully. Now it says, have plagued farmlands in the U.S., Europe, India, and China. As for Ukraine, the world's largest wheat producer, the war could slash production by upward of a third. It says, as I have previously detailed, some countries have already decided to ban certain types of agricultural exports as they brace for the coming global food crisis. Like I know India, they're not they're not exporting wheat anymore. They're saying, look, we got to keep this inward. We can't give this out. We need this joint. And need I remind you again, this is on a global scale. This is on a global level. So when you have global problems, that calls for what? Global solutions. So if we are already aware of a new world, a new global order, a global reset, right? a fourth industrial revolution that's going to change the world, if we already see the solution, then we should understand where these problems are coming from, why they're happening, and what they're meant to lead to. Okay. It says here, supplies of food are getting tighter with each week, each passing week. And it's not like we come and tell you, hey, things are bad, things are getting bad. We'll tell you that today, right? And then next week is the same thing. No. Next week, when we tell you things are getting bad, they're on a much worse level than they were last week. Eventually to the point where it's just going to hit you. It says this, and this is already starting to spark food riots all over the world, which I did a video on that this morning. And them food riots, they were going to set in quick. Just you wait and see. Let's jump down. It says, and in Sri Lanka, the citizens are so angry, they're actually burning down the homes of politicians, going into 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. And that's going to be happening worldwide. It says, this is just the tip of the iceberg. And that's what scares people the most, that we are on the verge. These signs you're seeing, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Things will get really crazy in the months ahead. Months, not years, months. And as we get closer into those months, it's going to be weeks, and then days, and then you don't got to announce it anymore. It says, as global food supplies get a whole lot tighter. Keep throwing that global. Meanwhile, we're being warned that there is likely to be a diesel fuel shortage on the East Coast during the months ahead. It says the possibility of a diesel fuel shortage is being monitored as diesel fuel prices across the country and in Maryland continue to surpass all-time highs. And I remember going back to, was it, I forget what year it was. This demic has just blended everything in, you know. But I think it was last year or so when they started to ease up, right, on the restrictions. A lot of people went into a mindset of peace and safety. They went into a mindset of, yeah, they're easing things up. They're saying that the cases are going down. Things are calming down. We're good, right? We're good. No, you're not. Wrong. You're not good. And we said it. We said it over and over again that, look, they're in the spirit of peace and safety. And just because they're saying numbers are going down, they're saying this thing is not as deadly as it was, you know, they're saying that cases are going down and they're reopening things, does not mean that that's just it. People thought that just because they started looking like they were shifting away from the demic, that means everything else we said, all that stuff doesn't matter anymore. Because now we can go back outside. We can go back to the clubs. We can go back here. Yeah? Well, now look at where you at. Now your problem is not a lockdown. The problem is not, oh, I can't go to the club because it's shut down. No, your problem is I can't go to work because I can't buy gas. I can't pay for it. This thing is going up to damn near $5 a gallon. And I've seen that with my own eyes. Who the hell? Look, if you had to pay $40 to fill up your tank and it was $3 something, $3.30 something, $3.70 something, $5 a gallon? What type of shit is that? You know? And so it says here, you have diesel fuel prices across the country and in Maryland continue to surpass all-time highs. There you go. All-time highs. They're talking about rolling blackouts. So, like I was saying, it doesn't matter if these things slow down and then they say, oh, okay, you know, things are getting better. It doesn't matter what they say or any of that, because at the end of the day, the definitive thing we know is that these prophecies are going to happen. Habakkuk 2 and 3. They're going to happen. So whether they slow down or they happen now or they happened back then, they're going to happen. They're going to come to pass. And they are coming to pass. So let's give the Lord, you know, a hand, because he is fulfilling his word. And you know what that means? That means that salvation, deliverance, Isaiah 65 and 13, that's all coming through. The standard being lifted, that's all coming through. Because the Lord is not a man that he should lie. Okay? Oh, would you look at that? Brother said, premium gas is $5 a gallon in Albany, New York. And it's good. And the problem that they're saying is it's not going to stop here. It's going to keep going higher. How high does it have to go before people start saying I can't afford to drive? I have a car, but I can't drive. So it says last week the price of diesel fuel in the U.S. rose to an all-time record high of $5.62 a gallon, and it's only going to get higher. It's only going to go higher. And the problem with the diesel fuel is that with gas, mainly, right, when we go and we buy gas so we can drive our cars, right, go from one place to another. With diesel, it's a little more than that because diesel is now affecting transportation of goods from one place to another. And you see, you don't go to the actual factory to get your goods, you get your meats and whatever you need, you go to the store. But in the store is different from the factory. The things are produced and manufactured in the factory. Like right now, they're talking about this Abbott, right? This baby formula, basically the company, right, that makes them opening back up. But they have plants, right? They have factories that they work at and produce these things. The problem is you need somebody to get them from the factories to the stores. So let's say you go, they do restart production, right? And in 2 months, depending on how things are looking, they say, okay, hey guys, we're ready now to produce this baby formula, and then nothing is happening. Guys, we're ready now, nothing is happening. And you coming to find out, yeah, I'm sorry, there ain't no gas for us to use to come and pick that up and send it to the stores. There's not enough truckers. There's not enough parts. There's not enough fuel to get us to go from here and here. And soon, if there's like damn near no fuel in the whole of the East Coast, it's going to be hard to make deliveries to the East Coast. To certain stores. They might, yo, look, you know what? You don't even got to go there. Now what? Now the problem is not that we don't have baby formula, but now we got it, but we can't get it to the stores. So there's going to be a problem on every front, no matter how it turns out. And that's why the coming months are going to be painful, because we're talking about all of these, which are problems on their own. But now these problems get exacerbated when you add on inflation and hyperinflation. Man, the Lord definitely knows how to bring judgment, right? So it says the biggest reason why we are facing such a supply crunch right now is because there are simply too few refineries turning oil into usable fuels. Let me go ahead and put this article here in the chat. All right, let's see if I could pin that. Just give me 1 second. Let me try to. All right. So you can get access to the article for yourself. Now I'm just going to skim through here. It says, surely more refineries are being built to meet the growing demand, right? Wrong. So there's not enough refineries and they're not building anymore. Oh, shoot. It says, and as I keep telling my readers, decades of very foolish decisions are starting to catch up with us in a major way. Our trucks and our trains run on diesel, and so a shortage of diesel will only make our ongoing supply chain crisis even worse. This nightmare never seems to end, and there will be plenty of pain in the months ahead. So do you now understand what's going on? Maybe now you'll listen because the information is not coming from us. It's coming from Massa, all right? Maybe was when you tell people, yo, the Lord is bringing a famine. Yeah, the Lord is bringing a famine. Yeah, we've heard that before. But then they go home and turn on the TV and they say, currently we're facing food shortages on a global scale and things are looking real difficult. The months ahead are looking real painful. Oh shit, yo, there's a food shortage? What? Bro, we literally just told you, but because we say it in the name of the Lord, we say, oh, the Lord is doing this. They think of us as, yeah, y'all just, y'all just, y'all always say that. And then you go around and hear the same thing on the news and then you get concerned. That shows you that they don't value the words of the Lord. Proverbs 1 and 20 on down. They're literally like slapping the Lord's hand out the way, like, yo, man, ain't nobody trying to hear that. And then they go and hear the same news on the TV, and then they start bugging out. Well, let me tell you something. The TV will tell you what the problem is, but it ain't gonna give you the solution. The solution is where Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. But see, you didn't want to hear it. This is Ezekiel 4:16. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight, which is rations, and with care. No more wasting food, if you can even get access to the food. And they shall drink water by measure, rations, and with astonishment. and people fail to understand the importance of this electric grid, this power grid. They have hooked up damn near everything to electricity. The pumps that pump your water, your lights, all of these things are hooked to the electricity. So you think, oh, the power goes out, that's just my lights. No, it's more than that. So they're not ready for these things. And you cannot possibly think of every scenario, every situation, and plan out a solution for it all. You can't. Oh, I got the food, I got water, I stocked up on gold and silver, I got all this, and I'm good. Then the power goes out. Then you forget that now you can't use a bathroom with flushing, because you can't flush the joint and everything is going to be okay. Because you eat, right? You got the food to eat, that's good. You got the water to drink, that's good. But the way your body works is when you eat and the food gets digested, now you got waste that's coming out. Now you got to take a shower. Did you forget about hygiene? Do you have toothpaste? Okay, well, where's the water? Are you going to use the water you bought so you can drink? What are you going to do? You cannot plan for every scenario. That's why we're not planning for every scenario. We're putting our trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. You know how they have that one size fits all? Well, this is one solution to all of our problems, and that's Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And that's why we're constantly doing these lessons, to let you know that, to promote that, to push that into your mind so you understand that. And those that take heed and utilize that, Lord might have mercy on you. No, Lord willing, he has mercy on us. But for the rest that said, nah, we got this, we're going to do what we want to do, cool. You're going to have to deal with that. Ezekiel 4 and finishing at 16, and they shall drink water by measure and with astonishment, because a lot of people do not, a lot of people are not expecting that they're going to have to go through this. The average individual who buys more than he can eat and throws out food like it's nothing, that individual is going to go to sleep hungry and never once thought in their life that they'd have to go one night, 2 nights without actually eating. And that's not within their power. That's just because they don't have food, or they can't afford it, or they're just in such hardships. The average person who's chilling, you got the lights on and everything, never thinks that they're going to have to sleep in their car because they got evicted because they can't pay rent, because their job is not keeping up with the prices of inflation, or because they got laid off from their job because the payroll got cut. They're not thinking that. Imagine you got kids. Where are you going to stay? Your landlord is like, oh, I need the money. Verse 17, it says that they may want bread and water and be astonied one with another and consume away for their iniquity. Looking around all messed up, looking for food. And you better not, because here it is, if there's a mob, right, and they're all maybe outside of a supermarket, or they're outside trying to get some food, and you walk out there with a bag, they hear some, the sound of chips or the sound of a rapper, you're done. You're done. You're going to be like Simba in The Lion King when the stampede came that killed Mufasa. That's what you're going to be like. They are going to turn like zombies. They're going to turn about a rapper, food, and they're going to come after your ass, man. You'd be lucky if you're still alive after that. All right, but now this is, I want to go through this real quick, Job, the 5th chapter, because, and really I'll just start from here, because there's a balance to it all, right? The point of these lessons is not just, well, we just want to scare you. Of course, we persuade, therefore, knowing the terror of the Lord, we persuade men, but there's a balance, all right, to give you hope in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, make sure you understand that there is a way to escape these things. You cannot stop these things, all right, but there's a way to escape these things, and that's through the mercy of the Lord. So understand that it is written that these things are going to happen, but it is also written that there are going to be some that are going to be delivered from it. All right, and that's why we comfort and exhort each other with these scriptures, because though they have woes and lamentations and calamities, they also have comfort, okay, and assurance and salvation and deliverance. So this is Job 5:12. It says he disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. So number one, we know that regardless of how far they go with this, they're not going to get to accomplish this, because the Most High is going to intervene and he's going to destroy the system. So we're not going to become digital slaves. We're going to resist, but we're not going to have to resist for long, because Yahweh Shai is going to come back and deliver us. Some of us might be martyrs, but those of us that are still alive, the Lord is going to preserve us. Verse 13, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. They meet with darkness in the daytime, and grope in the noonday as in the night. But he saveth the poor from the sword. All right, and that's Israel, but right now is ultimately dealing with the elect. They're the ones that are going to be saved. It says from their mouth and from the hand of the mighty. Because who's at the forefront of all of this? Who's in the dark shadows saying, yeah. Now trigger the pestilence. Yeah, okay, I like that. Okay, cool. Now what's going on over here? All right, start bringing in the riots. All right, cool. Cut off, destroy this plant, destroy this. These Edomites, these elites, because they're trying to siege. Look, what they're doing is a global siege on the world. And what is the goal of a siege? To get whoever you're besieging to surrender. So that's what they're doing. A global siege on the world to get the world to surrender and succumb to the NWO. Verse 16, so the poor hath hope, and iniquity stoppeth her mouth. Behold, happy is the man whom the Most High correcteth. And that's us, because we're being corrected now through the afflictions and the hardships and the path that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua has brought us into, which is this ministry. Okay? Because he took us off the wrong path in the world and brought us on the right path. It says, and therefore despise not thou the chastening of the Almighty, for he maketh sore and bindeth up. See? So if you get wounded, the Most High, if you get sore, if you get hurt, the Most High does that, but the balance is he will also heal you. Okay? It says here, he woundeth and his hands make whole. So when the wounds come, who are we going to go to become whole? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right. It says here, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. Shalom. I'm not an elder. I'm just a brother. This Israelite 52. You could just say Shalom, brother. Shalom, bro. That's cool. But don't call me an elder. I'm not an elder. So it says, for verse 19, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee, right? Which ultimately is dealing with the ultimate deliverance, which is the escape from the missiles. Okay, because that 7th trouble is referring ultimately to the destruction, right? That 7th trumpet, that once that's blown, the destruction is going all out. So before the in between the 6th and the 7th, before that 7th, we're gonna be out of here. Okay. But on a surface level, in whatever tribulations we are in, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to deliver us. Okay, verse 20 says, in famine he shall redeem thee from death. See? Whoa, hold on. Job 5:20. Let's read that again slow. In famine. In what? In famine he shall redeem thee from death. What does that mean? That means that when there's a food shortage, you ain't gonna die of hunger if you're of the Lord's elect, if he has your back. In famine, which is what the world is facing now, he shall redeem thee from death. Now you notice it doesn't say in famine he's gonna magically teleport food into your room. It doesn't specify, but it says he shall redeem thee from death. So how he's going to do it, we don't know, but we don't need to know. The fact that he's going to do it, that's what matters. So should we fear these crises that are coming? Well, not if you're serving the Lord in sincerity and in truth. It says, and in war from the power of the sword. So in 2nd Ezra 15, many that dwell on the earth shall perish of famine, and those that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Well, guess what? That's not going to be the elect. The elect are not going to perish of famine. They are going to escape the hunger. But the Lord said what? In war from the power of the sword. So the sword is not going to affect the elect. Somebody breaks into your house and yeah, you don't got to worry about them. A bullet ended up in your dome piece. That's not the story, the Lord has written. He said he's going to deliver us from all of that. Verse 21, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. Why not? Because we're going to be in such an assured state of safety. The Lord is good. 2nd Ezra 16, then shall it be known who am I chosen, right? Then shall they be known who am I chosen. The Lord is going to make it very, very evident that he is with his elect. Isaiah 59 and 19. So we're going to be assured. That's why we're not going to be afraid. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh. Neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. So that's another thing. These wild animals, they're going to start pulling up. Okay? They're going to start pulling up. It says, for thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. Not everybody, but for the elect. It says, and thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace, and thou shalt be and thou shalt visit thy habitation and shall not sin. And thou shalt know also that thy seed shall be great, and thine offspring as the grass of the earth. So that's the main part I wanted to deal with. Okay, that there's a balance with all this, with the tribulation and the calamities and all of that. Guess what? There's a balance. And we just read it. Job 5 and 20. We don't have to worry about famine and all of these tribulations, because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai said what? He will deliver us from it all. 2nd Ezra 16 says, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver thee from the same. So those calamities that we report on, the Lord said he's going to deliver us from the same calamities. So have faith in Yahweh, have faith in your power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and watch how they deliver us. Okay, don't be those that murmur. Okay, be those that have faith. And if the Lord parted the Gulf of Suez for us to walk on dry land, listen, he said he got us, man. And that's the end all be all. Yeah, animals gonna feel the famines too, yeah. And guess what? They're gonna look to you. And it's either in your hand you got food, or your hand is the food. So I mean, hey, it's gonna be bad out here, man. But the elect are gonna be good. So for those of you that, for those of us, Lord willing, that are doing that, the things that are pleasing to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, now's the time to continue in that, and to step on the gas and to stay firm in the Lord. Okay, because he's about to come through for us big time. Anyway, with that, I'm going to end it here. Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect, the water for tuning in, the water for the precepts. And want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakak Wadash. Until next time, Shalom.